Hello, 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 and welcome to everyone from my Limitless Tribe, Facebook, and YouTube who are watching me live right now on the 16th episode of the Limitless Show. And I keep telling you that this is not just a show, it is a movement that I have started to help empower you. And believe me, guys, in 16 episodes, I can tell you, I can vouch for it, that it's gaining a lot of scale and momentum. You have been loving it. And a lot of you come back to me to tell me that you are getting immense help through this show with the kind of people that I bring on and the kind of insights that you get from this show. And that's particularly, motivating for me to bring on the guests who have faced different challenges and who are from different countries, different cultures, speaking different languages, different professions, and who have faced different kind of struggles throughout their life and who have broken free of all the limiting barriers and conditionings and limiting beliefs that have been stopping them from unleashing their greatness. And you can get help too by listening to them and applying it in your life. So because each one of you has been blessed with unique abilities. Now, my today's guest is Henry Rivano, and he discovered the power of Shiatsu 10 years ago. And from then on, yoga, meditation, and living in the present moment has been a big part of his life. 6 years back, he went vegan, and his love story with plants began. Last year, he discovered the power of cold and he began to expose his body to temperatures below 0 degree. And cold showers are now a part of his routine. He is a vitality and a plant based lifestyle coach, and they are the pillars to his life. Henry is now coaching people all over the world, and he shares his passion for food and helps people to become healthier and more present. Fasting, cleansing, cold running, yoga, meditation, and whole foods are the inspiration for him to continue to thrive. Let me share a quick intro video of Henry. With a big round of applause, let's bring on Henry. Hey, Henry, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being here, and namaste to you from India.
Thank you, and thank you for inviting me. It's a really great opportunity to talk about my passions, and I love the name of the show, on Limitless. It's what I teach my clients to be. We are
Yes,
so put into boxes that we think that we cannot get out of them, but when we
right.
started to get out, well, we
Yes,
started to feel this unlimitless thing. So
yes.
thank you very much
So
for having
true.
me.
Most welcome. So, Henry, the first thing it's a tradition in this show that the first thing I always ask my guests is to share their story, because from where you were to where you have come, that would be quite an inspiration for all the people who are watching this show. So, please share your story with us.
Perfect. Well, my story, it's like I completely, uh, an event that completely changed my life was when I was 19 years old. I had
Mm-hmm.
a terrible accident. I
Mm-hmm.
broke my leg in little pieces, my right leg,
Okay.
and doctors had to take pieces of my left leg to reconstruct the right leg. Okay,
Oh.
and before I was really an athlete. I loving playing soccer, and my concern was, would I be able to play soccer again? And
Mm-hmm.
doctor said to me, you're gonna be able, but you're gonna have a lot of pain. you know
Mm-hmm.
and I used for 4 year crutches. I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't put my my right leg in the ground, and
Okay.
after 4 years using crutches, I I I went to live to Canada, where I was born.
Okay. Uh-huh.
And at first, I always wanted to. I'm a guy that I love adventures, so
Uh-huh.
I always wanted to come back to Canada. I was born here in Montreal, and when I was 6, my parents went to Chile, so I went with them.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm living in Canada for 10 years, 11 years
Okay.
now.
Mm-hmm.
And and after a while, I built up my own cleaning company, and then I started to study Shiatsu. And Shiatsu bring me more awareness to my body,
Mm-hmm.
to all the feelings that we feel when we work out or when we are just
Mm-hmm.
walking. Just be more aware how we walk, how we sit, the
Mm-hmm.
posture, all that kind of of things. And and when I started to study Chatsu, well, another door opens,
Mm-hmm.
and um, I met my girlfriend,
Mm-hmm.
my actual girlfriend, and she was having like these dreams at night that sharks comes and eat her alive, you know,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
and 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 she told me, I think it's because I'm eating animal products, and sometimes
Okay.
it was chicken that
Huh.
comes and
Eats
try
her.
to so it was really funny, but not really funny because it was a nightmare.
Nightmare. A nightmare. Yes.
And so we started to think about this vegan thing. We started to look what can we do. So together we went to a retreat
Mm-hmm.
where I was supposed to do cleaning,
Mm-hmm.
to help the guy to do cleaning, and do um, some meals. You know, I was alone. There were 8 or 10 people that will come to the retreat, to the spiritual
Mm-hmm.
retreat, and it
Mm-hmm.
was all vegan.
Okay.
And I didn't know anything about veganism.
Uh-huh. Right.
I never cooked a vegan meal.
Right.
So I was alone with 10 guests
Uh-huh.
doing cooking for them. At first I struggled, I didn't know anything. And the guy had to call 2 other people to come to help me because I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything. So um happily we passed through that, and that's when I became like more. I tried to. I started to like, to cook my own meals
Mm-hmm.
and to see what I put in my plate. And when we came back from that retreat with my
Mm-hmm.
girlfriend, said, "Okay, we're gonna be vegan," and we started this beautiful story with veganism.
Wow. That's so nice. So Henry, you just spoke about that you met with the accident and you were when you were just 19, and for the next so many days you were not able to put your foot down. So how
Mhm.
did that get cured? I mean, when your leg was broken into pieces, how was it finally recovered?
Well, I was doing like
Kinesiology, right?
kinesiology. Yeah,
Uh
sorry,
huh.
my English is a little rusty. Um, and that's all. I didn't have. I was in Chile, so in Chile there's the we eat a lot of animal products, a lot of meat. We do a lot of barbecue. I, uh,
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, I was young and I could recover from it, but not completely as now. Now I feel. I feel better than when I felt like when I was 25 or 28 or 27, even 30 or 35, uh, the power of plants, it's really, really miraculous, you know
Mm-hmm.
and that's why I'm so passionate about it. And I try to talk about it, and I see sometimes people go vegan and they say no, it's not for me. Maybe because
Mm-hmm.
they didn't have the 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 support that they needed. So that's
Yes.
one of the main reasons why I became a coach, and and yeah, that's what I recovery, but not 100%. 2 years after I stopped using crutches, I was living here in Canada. I went
Mm-hmm.
to Chile to visit my son. My son lives there,
Mm-hmm.
and I play one game of soccer.
Mm-hmm.
After a week, I have really difficulty to walk, really painful soreness. My body was really hurting.
Mm-hmm.
And and yeah, and now it completely changed. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So you talk about shiatsu that you discovered about 10 years back. So can you tell us more about what shiatsu was, and did that have any such impact on your healing process as well?
Shiatsu is a kind of we can say massage, but it's more than that. It has like a philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
um, it was uh, invented, we can say the word, I think, in Japan,
Okay.
and it was practiced by blind people.
Acha. Okay.
So it's really because blind people has more developed the sense of touch.
Yes, that's right.
They were able to go, and we work with the thumbs,
Right.
generally with the thumbs, and
Mm-hmm.
we go through meridians. You
Okay.
know, but when I sign up for the this um, formation, yeah, formation, for shiatsu, uh,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to. I knew that my hands were had something, so I thought that I was going to learn a technique, but
Mm-hmm.
really it was more like a life path,
Uh-huh.
because you start to learn, like, oh, if I'm my little finger is hurting, oh, it's the meridian of the heart, and you can start to make like links with your
Mm-hmm.
body and with your emotions, and what were you living in this moment, or memories of the past, that
Right.
came back sometimes. So yeah, that is shiatsu. That was I work as a shiatsu therapist for
Mm-hmm.
almost 3 years. I really
Okay.
love the experience,
Mm-hmm.
but I think now I can do more with what I learned. Yeah.
Right. Right. Fantastic. So that has actually helped you more in your life. I mean, of course, as you said, it was more of a life path rather than a technique,
Mhm.
and that developed the, we just take our, all our senses and all our body parts for granted, but we really do not know how to bring out the best what they can do. So you learned the sense of touch and so many other things with
Mhm.
shiatsu.
And that helps me
And I'm
to
sure.
my legs,
Right.
to be more aware of my right leg. I, I
Right.
started I started to do yoga. I started to realize that my right leg was shorter than the left leg. I
Right.
started to stretch a lot, because when you do shiatsu, you do it in your knees all the
Mm-hmm.
time. So
Mm-hmm.
the the client is in his back or in his belly,
Mm-hmm.
and you turn around the client, in your knees.
Okay.
So you have to be really, you have to have strength in your legs, in your core too,
Mm-hmm.
to
To
move
be able
around
to do that.
to all the pressure. So I started to be more aware of all my body, my right leg too, and that helped me with yoga to uh, stop. How do you call that when you walk and you do like this? You
You're
don't walk
limping.
straight.
When
Yeah,
you're limping,
I
yeah.
stopped limping, and my
Yes.
girlfriend realized too that
Huh.
I was limping, and then uh, out of nowhere I stopped. So that helped me to do that. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. So, a funny question is like, did once you went vegan, both of you, did her nightmares stop actually after that?
Yes, they completely stopped. Like completely stopped. And and sometimes, not anymore, I don't do it anymore, but we started to eat eggs
Uh huh.
sometimes in winter, because here
Uh
it's
huh.
really cold, and
Right.
it's like you have this memory that if you eat animal products, well, you're gonna be heated, you know but and each time that she started to eat eggs, the dreams came back.
Came
That
back.
was really,
Wow.
really, yeah, something.
Amazing. So that was such a, I mean, look at this from another perspective, how universe actually sends us signs. We do get signs from the universe. We only need to understand them. How
Yeah,
powerful.
yeah, the subconscious, yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. I'm sure, a lot of people would be able to kind of relate to whatever you just now shared. So now, tell me one thing, because uh, eating non-veg is a worldwide phenomenon. Even here in India or anywhere else in the world, there is a lot of non-veg and animals which are eaten. So,
Mhm,
and you already said that in Chile you used to have loads of non-veg. So,
mhm,
was it not difficult for you to leave it completely and become vegan, leave all the animal products completely, even the milk and everything? I mean, what mindset? I mean, how did you get that mindset? What were the processes that you did with your
mhm.
subconscious mind to get into veganism?
Well, as you said, it's a process. Yeah, we have so many memories in our brain, in our bodies, and we
Henry, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but your voice is not very, loud and clear somehow.
now it's better.
It's better now.
Yeah, I was okay. Now it's better. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, as I was saying, we have so many memories in our bodies, in our brains, um, and foods. It's related to emotions. So uh, when we started, first of all, we started to be vegetarian. Okay, we started with
Mm-hmm.
vegetarians,
Mm-hmm.
and we started to eat like pizza, like poutine, that it's a main dish is French fries with cheese, and I don't know. And we started to eat really, really bad food, because we didn't know what to cook.
Yes.
And after that, when we went to the retreat, well, something changed in my in my memories, because I only knew pizza, French fries, that is vegetarian. But now I was making meals, vegan meals, and I
Mm-hmm.
saw how to make uh, um mixes to those good meals. So
Mm-hmm.
after that, I started to go to the internet, check for recipes. We started to change little by little all the
Mm-hmm.
food that we have had in the um,
On your
in
shelves, the kitchen shelf.
on our shelves. Sorry, and And little by little, everything started to go. We started to give some food that we had in our shelf, and even now we do that. We I learned something new, and okay, this is not good for, it's not good enough. It has some properties, but it's not good enough for me. I want the best of the best.
Right.
So yeah, it's a process, and that's why I want to I started to coach people, to support them, because I know how you can struggle at first. You don't know where to go, you don't know where to start, you don't know what to buy first. And yeah, it can be. And we are already struggling with all other stuff, our work, our family, our relationships. And now that I know everything about how to do my meals every day, I have to change it all again. So it's another stress that you add to your to your daily routine. And why I started to support people, because it has to be fun. It doesn't have to
Yes.
be okay, I'm not going to eat meat anymore. No, it's not that.
Yes.
It's just I'm gonna add some chickpeas to my salad. you know
Yes.
that's about it.
But again, same question. I know it is a process, as you said, it is a process. It does not happen overnight. But wouldn't you get like tremendous pressure from your mind telling you that, I'm missing my chicken or I'm missing my non veg? Please give it to me. And how would you resist that? How would you not give in to that?
It's not gonna be so beautiful, but because when we stopped, our why was stronger.
Your voice, I'm sorry, Henry, your voice is, it keeps
now
getting very lighter. Yeah.
now it's okay.
Yeah, better.
Okay. uh, Sorry. um, when we stopped, our why we stopped was so strong that I'm not gonna be able to eat another being anymore, because for us, animals have a soul, and have emotions,
Yes.
and why use them to feed, if I can use plants to feed them. And plants, you can cut them and they're gonna grow up again. It's not that like animals, that you kill them and there's no more of them. And when I go to the market and I see like meat in the shelves, for me it's a dead body.
Right. Absolutely.
And so my mind completely changed about that. and
Beautiful.
and now I and after that I started to study that animal products can be so harmful for you. Can activate cancers, cellule in your body, uh, acidifies your body. uh, so why to do that to my body if I'm already struggling with all kind of of toxins, of stress, of pollution, uh, plastic, heavy metals. Why do that to myself?
Yes.
And that's how my mind changed. you know I'm not gonna eat eggs anymore, because I know it's gonna stress my body. you know and when
Yes.
I do my runnings, after that I want to alkaline my body, because I'm working really hard, so my body is going to be acid after the workout.
Acidic. Yes.
So I yeah so why I'm going to eat eggs after? I'm gonna acidify it more. So it's a process, and that's how when I coach people, I educated too, because uh, my clients often doesn't know that plants have protein. Uh, the meat industry made a really great work to um, make plants look bad,
Yes. Yes.
and even tofu or soy, they talk about that it's not good for you, and they started to put OGM. So, well, I can continue, talking about this, and why to do that to my body, why, and that's the
Right.
why when I see eggs, why I'm going to eat that if I can eat
Yes.
another thing that is going to be better for me, you know
Yes. Wonderful, wonderful. So let me just summarize. So basically, for everyone who's watching this show right now and who has been struggling with going vegan or vegetarian, the first thing is your why should be very very strong. If you do not have a reason, a strong enough reason to go vegan or vegetarian, it will be very difficult for you to give everything up. And once your why is very clear, you would automatically start seeing all the animal products as dead bodies. You will not really feel like putting those dead bodies inside yourself. And
Mm-hmm.
once you know the power of eating a plant based food, it will be a process. It will not happen overnight. You will learn how to make these plant based food yourself, and slowly you'll curate the recipes, and change will happen. But you need to begin somewhere. You
Yeah.
need to begin somewhere. Everyone has to begin somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. Great. So now, basically, Henry, before what do you say? What, according to you, is, I mean, it's not only about eating. I believe your complete holistic health and wellness is not only your nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
Apart from nutrition, also, I think there are a lot of factors which form our holistic health and wellness. So, what, according to you, is that holistic health? And what are your practices to get that?
Well, yeah. At first, when I started to study plants, I wanted to be a plant-based lifestyle coach. But I started to realize that uh, it's more than just change your dietary habits. You change
Mm-hmm.
you change more than that. You don't just change your meals. You change your routine. You change everything for me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in my experience. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm a guy that I love to experience with my body, and this year I started to experience with cold,
Mm-hmm.
with low temperatures, and Wim Hof. I don't know if you know him, Wim Hof.
Wim
Wim
Hof,
Hof
yes.
is
Your
the
voice is
Iceman.
not very clear. I'm not sure about the audience, Henry, but no one has commented so far that they are having a trouble listening to you. But I am facing some problem listening to you properly.
Like that.
Yeah, much better, much
Like that.
better.
Okay, sorry about that.
Yes, yes. Now you are loud and clear.
Okay,
Yes,
so what I was okay, Wim Hof.
yes.
Uh, Wim Hof is the Iceman, and this guy it's able to go into ice water for a long time and don't feel cold. You know,
Right, right.
so I started to uh, talk to myself, and I said,
Mm-hmm.
maybe I can do that."
Mm-hmm.
And here in Canada, you have a temperature that goes from minus 20 to minus 40 sometimes.
Wow, that's like too cold, yes.
Yeah. So So why not? So I started to experience, and I the first time I went out, it was minus 17,
Mm-hmm.
and I stayed for 10 minutes, just by feeling my body, just by staying there, is in a state of meditation,
Mm-hmm.
like relaxing. And the experience, is so, it's like every time you do that is an enlightenment. You feel every inch of your body, and you don't have any choice but to be present, because you're feeling the cold, and the cold is getting colder and colder
Yes.
and colder, and you're there and you're meditating and you're feeling all your body. It's really, really an awesome experience. Then I did it the second day, I did the same thing. Third day, I did it for 20 days.
Mm-hmm.
And then because there was a challenge in his group, 20-day um, cold showers, but
Mm-hmm.
I changed it for uh, meditated in the cold. you know?
Okay.
and and I started to take the cold showers too. So I did
Mm-hmm.
it to 20 days in a row. And
Mm-hmm.
after that, I keep doing it. I'm going to do it
Mm-hmm.
again in winter. And the cold showers are part of my routine now.
Mm-hmm.
And cold showers have a lot of benefits. For some people, they can help them to lose weight. For others, to just really like awake when you're in your mind all day while you take a cold shower. I'm sure you're gonna to be awake, and you're gonna to be back to the present moment.
Right.
And it helps to recover too, to recover. um, I started to experience with running too, and I love so much run. It's another meditating experience. You are just by yourself running into the woods, and it's like a constant battle with your mind. You're you're tired. You're tired. No, no, I'm not tired. I can do this. I can do this. No, you're tired. No, you're tired. No, I can do this. I can. So it's a constant battle, and it makes you come back to your body, because you're feeling some pain. So you have to
Yes.
adjust your body to
Right.
stop the pain, and to
Mm-hmm.
continue and to continue to continue. So I started running 2 months ago, and at first, it's just like changing your dietary habits. At first, I run for 3 kilometers,
Mm-hmm.
and I was stopping every time, like 3 times. I stopped 3 times because I couldn't breathe well.
Mm-hmm.
I had not air in my lungs, so I
Mm-hmm.
had to stop. Then the second time I went again, I stopped 2 times. Then the third time I didn't stop, three
Mm-hmm.
kilometers. Then 5 kilometers without stopping, and now I'm doing 16 kilometers without stopping, and
Wow. That's
and the,
awesome.
yeah, and I found out about Scott Jurek. He's a vegan, and he's a runner that he runs for 100 to 260 kilometers, and
Non-stop.
nonstop. He make it's ultra. It calls ultra marathons. Yeah.
Wow.
When I started to learn about it, oh my God, I want to run for 260 kilometers. Yeah, I'm a little crazy sometimes. So now my goal is to run 50 kilometers on September. I'm doing
Mm-hmm.
16 in 2 weeks. I want to do 20. And it's always like you're always like pushing yourself. And it helps you to uh, push yourself in other aspect of your life too, you know.
Yes. Yes.
And my recovery was amazing, you know. Do you remember I talked to you about that I played one game of soccer and I couldn't walk for a week?
Yes. Yes.
Now I run I run on Mondays, on Wednesdays, on Saturdays, 10 kilometers each day,
Wow.
and I feel great. You know, I don't have any pain of my legs. I'm a little bit of sore, but
Mm-hmm.
that's all. You know, I can still run. You know, when I played soccer back then, I couldn't walk for a week, and I couldn't play soccer anymore in my holidays. You know, I was in my vacations and I couldn't play soccer anymore because I was really hurting. So,
Mm-hmm.
and now I'm running like, and can do more. You know, like I did 16 kilometers, and I could keep running. You know, but I was not eating. So uh, now I learned that you have to eat, like when you run for an hour, you have to eat a little bit. So that's another thing that plants can give you, you know, the recovery aspect. And for
Right.
everything, sometimes I was a manager in two restaurants and we walk like crazy, you know, we walk all day. I worked 50 hours and I get back home, and if you eat a good salad, you know, really nourished, and well, you're gonna be energized. But if you eat a steak, well, your body's gonna acidify again, you know,
Yes.
and you're
Yes.
gonna tired him, and you're gonna be in front of your TV and you're gonna be watching a movie, you know, all like, I have to do this again tomorrow, you know.
Yes. It will be a
So
big deal then.
yeah, and plants can give you more energy, you know. They have so many antioxidant in it, you know, so many, I don't know. So yeah, that's my story about vitality, you know. And that's why I started to coach people about vitality too, because I think it's a big aspect. And yoga is still a big part of my routine, you know. Uh, when I started running, I didn't do yoga before running,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't know what to do before running. So
Hmm.
thank you. um, I didn't know what to do before running, so I just went running, and
Right.
I post um, a message in the UPW family.
Mm-hmm.
And for those that don't know, UPW, it's like a seminar made from Tony Robbins. He's another great coach for me too. And a girl said to me, try to do yoga before running. So
Running.
yeah, why not? So
Right.
now I do yoga before running. I do yoga after running too.
Wow. That's great.
And yoga is another kind of meditation. So everything that I do, it it brings me back to the now. Unleash the power within. Yeah, it's bring me back to the now. You know, to the present moment. And you start to be more focused too. You start, with my girlfriend, we start to have this telepathic things going on now, you
Conversation.
know. We
Right.
think the same things, you know. I speak and she said, oh, I was about to do that, to set that, you know.
Right.
And you start to connect people as we did before, you know, about the question of the, you know, that you're gonna
Yes.
ask me later.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we start to connect more with people,
More with
and
people.
we are less affected by our environment. And
Yes.
you know, we are living in this craziness of COVID-19, you know, the pandemic. And for me, I'm living a normal life, you know. I'm just pushing myself more. I live in the now, you know. I have to put a mask, I put my mask, you know, doesn't matter, you know. So the external world is started to affect us less and less and
Yes.
less, you know.
Yes. So true. Great. So, since you already mentioned about that one bit of question, so what are the three books that you want to recommend to people who want to start their journey with veganism and who want to get started with, curating the plant-based recipes from the normal ones? So, what are the three books that you highly recommend them?
Okay, I'm gonna talk about Darin Olin. It's a really known. It's yeah, this one,
Super
Super
Life.
Life.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Darin Olin.
Gary Nolene. Okay.
Okay, so if
Mm-hmm.
people want to write it down,
Yeah.
Darin Olin, it's a bodybuilder.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's vegan,
Mm-hmm.
and this guy, it's a superfood hunter. You know,
Okay.
so people started to ask him, "Hey, what are your? Why don't you do a book about superfoods? What are the best superfoods that you can eat?" And this guy said, I can't do a book about superfoods. What I can do, it's a book about super life, you
Super
know?
Life. Yes.
So he talks about everything that you can do to start to change uh, little by little your life, you know? He talks about hydration, he talks about uh, superfoods, he talks about exercise, he talks about plants, of course. And it's a really, really great book to start, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And the other one I want to show you is Super Juice Me. Uh,
Uh-huh.
so
Jason Wales, Super Juice Me. Okay.
Jason Vale,
Mm-hmm.
uh, this guy it called himself the master, the juice master,
Mm-hmm.
and his goal is to juice the world, you know.
Okay.
And he has a documentary really in really um enlight, enlightened,
Enlightening.
yeah,
Enlightening.
enlightening um, uh, documentary where he took eight people,
Mm-hmm.
and they passed through a juice cleansing for
Okay.
28 days. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and he break completely the myth of that fruit, the sugar in fruit, can give you diabetes. Okay,
Yes.
because the people that are the eight people that are in this 28 days,
Mm-hmm.
uh, there are two or three of them that have diabetes type 2.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
after the documentary, they get better. Well, you have to see
Hmm.
the documentaries if you want to know the end.
Yes. Yes.
and
Definitely.
and this I always experience with fasting and with juicing and with soups. I already
Mm-hmm.
made a soup cleansing one time. I already made a fasting for 10 days without eating food, any food, just drinking water.
Mm-hmm.
uh, and I realize that people need support after too. Because every time I did this fasting or this cleansing, well, I lost a lot of weight, but I gain it back after, and sometimes I double it. And
Mm-hmm.
you need support after, because if you're going to come back to your old habit, well, you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna take all the weight back, you know.
Right.
So this guy talks about juicing, talks about take care of your body. He has plenty of stories in it. This
Mm-hmm.
book, and it's a really good resource if you want to clean your body once in a while, you know. I
Yes.
and he inspired me to uh, bring that to my clients. So I just finished a 7 days cleansing
Right.
on Monday
Mm-hmm.
with a group. It
Mm-hmm.
was really really fun. The support that you have when you do it in a group too is really really fun. And so he inspired me to do this juicing at least one time a year, you know. um,
Okay.
this year I did it 2 times, and
Okay.
it helps you just to clean your body, not just in the physical way,
Right.
because as everything, every change is more than a physical, it's spiritual, and it's psychological too, because
Yes.
you struggle when you do the cleansing. You know, you can struggle with the cleansing symptoms that I call, because we sometimes we eat so many things, and we don't leave our body to like have um, a break. So
Right.
when you start to do a cleansing, well, you can have some symptoms. And so yeah, it's really really fun, really really good to do that every once in a while, and it can help you to see plants and fruits different too.
Yes.
Okay. And for those who love running, well, eat and run.
Mm-hmm.
uh, or not just for people that want running, for people that love exercising. uh,
Mm-hmm.
he talks about his marathons, the 100 kilometers and 260 kilometers.
Mm-hmm.
And he give recipes in it, how to recover, what to eat before, what to eat
Wonderful.
after. So it's
Wonderful.
really 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 good.
I couldn't
And
see the author. Can you show the
oh,
book once
sorry,
again?
it's Scott Jurek. Scott
Scott
Ju- uh,
Jurek. Eat and
uh,
Run. Okay.
oh my god, yeah, Scott
Yeah.
Jurek, Eat and Run.
Wonderful.
And
Yeah.
I don't know if you know the documentary of the Game Changer.
Yes. Arnold Schwarzenegger's.
He's on
Yes.
it. He's on it.
Yes.
He was doing a 7 month trail in
Mm-hmm.
40 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's it's
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
called, like, completely unleashing all the limits that you have, and really achieving your greatness. That this is limitlessness all about.
Yeah.
Yes. Great. So thank you. I think all the three look like wonderful books. I haven't read any of them, and I'll immediately get on to reading them. They look very, very interesting. Thank you so much. So, Henry, another question that I always come across from loads of people who are thinking of a vegan lifestyle is B12. There's a lot of myth in the air where people say that if you are a vegan, you are eating plant-based food, you don't get your B12s from the
B12.
plant-based food.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So
Well,
what do you do for that?
there's so many controversy in the B12, because I made my research, and there are some doctors that said that you can find them in plants, because B12 is a mineral that you find in the earth, you know. But our earth is so polluted that we are starting to lose it. So there's this doctor that said that you can find it on plants. So he recommends to just take one B12 supplement a week, just in case. There are others that recommend to take one every day, you know. And there's two kind of B12. You have the synthetic one and the natural one. The synthetic one is more stable, so that means that it's gonna uh, it's gonna have all the properties when you're gonna take it, but your body have to activate it. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so it's gonna be an effort for your body to activate it. The
Mm-hmm.
other one that is natural is already activated, but
Mm-hmm.
maybe you can lose some properties because it's not as stable as the synthetic one. So again, it depends of your body. I what I do is I take just one pill a week,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm okay with that. I don't feel less energy because when you don't have B12, you can feel like less energy. And it's important to take your vitamin K's too to absorb this vitamin 12. So, vitamin K, well, where do you find them? In greens. So, that's why your parents say always eat your greens because they
Yes.
are plenty of vitamins in them, and they help you to absorb all these other minerals and vitamins. So yeah, it gonna depends of each people. So what I tell to my clients is to go and take blood a blood test, you know, to see how is the B12 doing, and if it's good, well, leave it like that. If you don't have enough, well, start to take a pill.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
yeah, but so I don't have the answer that you have the vitamin B12 in plants or not, because it's controversial. So, because Darren Olin talks about in his book that there are no enough studies made with plants and what they do to our bodies. you know all the chemical reactions that has the plants in our bodies. For instance, when you eat a broccoli, you have a
Mm-hmm.
thousand chemical reactions in your body. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but when you eat sprouted broccoli,
Mm-hmm.
you have 10,000 chemical reaction in your body. Chemical,
Mm-hmm.
natural. Okay, I talk about
Natural.
chemical because
Natural. Huh.
it's natural, but because there's some chemical reaction going on
Right.
with enzymes, and so they don't know what plants can do. So and everybody is different. So someone can absorb better B12 than other people. Someone can absorb better synthetic B12 than natural B12, you know? So
Right.
it's just try what is best for you.
Right. I just want to tell you also, Henry. We have in India, we have a person who used to work in the US earlier,
Mhm.
and he had a good corporate career over there. And then he, one fine day, he just got so fed up of the lifestyle that, in all the advanced countries, the fast food lifestyle and, the unholistic lifestyle. And that's when he decided to return back to India. His name is Dr. Kader Wali. It's Khadar Kader Wali.
Kader Valley.
And Kader Wali. And he started promoting. We have something called millets. Millets, like he asks you to stop eating these rice and wheat. In even plant-based diet, he asks you not to eat rice and wheat because they have been highly they have been really made bad by the people in the last, after the green revolution and all happened. They are totally chemical, they are all pesticides and they are
Mhm.
hybrid. So he asks you to eat these 5 grains, like the foxtail millet, the barnyard millet, and the brown top millet, kodo millet, and there is one more. You might have never have heard about it in the Western world, I'm not sure, but he tells you how to make your yogurt out of plant-based food, like maybe even your groundnut, how you can make a yogurt out of the
Yeah.
groundnut. And once you have the yogurt made with all these plant-based different things, and you can make it out of a lot of different things. So,
Hmm.
and he tells you that you can get your B12s from there. You can make your plant-based yogurt, and you can get your probiotics and your B12s from there.
That's cool. We
So
learn something every day.
yes, yes, absolutely. So I kind of I knew about making yogurt from plant-based thing, but I never knew that we can even get our B12s from there. And he says ki it's a myth that you need to take any supplements. You do not actually need to take any supplements. You get enough for your body
Mhm.
to sustain. Yeah.
So there you go. So there you have another doctor saying other things. But that's why I tell my clients, try, try for yourself if it's good
Yes.
for you, because maybe maybe you're gonna eat the yogurt, but you're
Yes.
not gonna assimilate it as
Yes.
as others, so
Right.
that's why I tell people to try. If it's not working for you, well, it's better to take a supplement, but I'm not about supplement, I'm all
Yes.
about whole food.
Yes.
But if you feel like you need to be supplement, well, do it,
Yes. Right.
It's the same thing with vitamin D. I don't know if you have. I don't think
Yes,
you have
I was
problem with that.
about to ask you this question. This was the next question I was about to ask you. Please tell us about vitamin D.
Well, I don't think you have a problem with that in India, because there's always sun there.
Sun,
But
yes.
yeah, but here we don't see the sun a lot in winter.
Mm-hmm.
So I tell people to supplement, because here you need to supplement, because vitamin D, you find it in meat, and and wait a second. Yeah, yeah, I'm okay. So I tell people to supplement vitamin D. 1,000 universal international UE UE.
UE. Okay. Mm-hmm.
It's enough. That's what I recommend. It
Mm-hmm.
depends of each people. But
Mm-hmm.
here you have to supplement. You can find it on mushrooms sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
but here we are so far away from. Sometimes they don't put the mushroom into the sun, so they don't have enough vitamin D for us. So
Right.
you have to be careful here, not there, but
Right.
here you have to be careful.
Right.
And so yeah, and just taking a walk outside is gonna give you a vitamin D, But in winter here at -14, it's a little bit hard. Sometimes taking a walk for 30 minutes. So yeah.
Right, right. As you absolutely put it, Henry, that there you don't have that kind of a sun. In India, we are very lucky to have sun, which is always there, and we can soak in as much sun as we want. And the best
Exactly.
way to get vitamin D in countries like India, which has a tropical climate, is do sunbathing, sun gazing,
Exactly.
and
We don't.
even drink sun charged water. So that gives you loads of your vitamin D. And I actually have gotten my, because I was very deficient a couple of years back, extremely deficient. And
Mhm.
just by way of sunbathing, sun gazing, and doing these things, I completely got on to the normal levels of vitamin D. So yes,
Yeah.
of course it's not for countries like Canada and a lot of such countries.
And they started to make us be afraid of sun too,
Yes,
with all
yes,
this cancer and skin
yes,
cancer, but there are times that you can take a bath of sun, and when
yes.
you put sunblock where you're not gonna have enough vitamin D,
You are
so
not,
you have to be
yeah,
careful too
right.
with that.
Yes. These cosmetic companies, just to sell their sun block creams. They are just promoting them, but when you wear your sunscreens, you do not get sun on your skin at all. It does not get absorbed. You should never wear a sunscreen. And yes, as you correctly put it, there are times when you should do it, like couple of hours after the sunrise and the couple of hours before the sunset. These are the perfect times for you to do sunbath, and it does not affect you. The UV rays do not affect you. You do not go get tanned, and you do not get all the harmful things from the
Mhm.
sun. If you do it like in the complete summer, I mean, a sunny time when it's 12 o'clock in the afternoon or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, that is the higher chance of you getting affected by the UV rays. But other
Yeah.
than that, yes, so true.
I
There's so much
just
of myth, Henry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just wanted to come back to B12 because I just wanted to give something to everybody to really absorb the B12. Well, you have to have the other B vitamins. So
Hmm.
where do you find the other B vitamins? In greens too. So that's why when you're vegan, you absorb easier all these vitamins. So just
Right.
a little, uh, yeah, and even
Thank
vitamin D.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So, guys, I mean, I think, you get the message loud and clear that you should eat your greens. I mean, you do not have an escape from that. And
Mhm.
you better start loving it. And you can actually, when you go vegan and you start curating your own recipes, I'm sure you will find ways and means of loving your food, because vegan does not mean that you're not having tasty food at all. Veganism is
Mhm.
all about making your food tasty and still have it healthy, I think. So
And yeah,
wow.
I just wanted to add, at first when I became a vegan, is a common mistake that to go to fake meat, fake chicken, fake cheese, and fake
Yes.
everything. Now
Yes.
it's all out there. You can find fake steak. And
Yes.
just you can eat them. It's better than eat a steak, but you have to be aware that when you eat that, the plant is not in the whole, it's not in this whole, it doesn't have all the fiber because they separate it. And for instance,
Yes.
in soy protein, they just take the protein of the soy and they put it on the meat, on the fake meat, so
Hmm.
you don't have the fiber, so your body is not going to recognize it as a whole, so you're going to stress your body. So just be careful when you start to be vegan. Don't take fake animal products as a first source of protein, okay, or whatever. Just stick to whole foods.
Yes. Right. So when you spoke about veganism, and about you going and experiencing that cold, I want to ask you, what about the people who have maybe asthma, and who are very allergic to the cold weather? I mean, is it for everyone exposing themselves to the cold and trying to stretch their limits and experience everything that a body can do? What do you suggest for people having such allergies and asthmas and a lot of other things?
Well, I know that cold can help to heal uh, skin problems. uh, Wim Hof made it clear in his book. He has a book to Wim Hof, so if you
Yes.
want to read it, and just see, experience. You can see it by yourself. I never went to the cold before. February this year. I was really afraid of cold. Uh, each time I had to go out, it was like a struggle for me, another stress, because I had to put my
Jackets
my
and
jacket,
mufflers,
the
gloves.
boots,
Yes.
gloves,
The
everything.
cap. Yes.
And you have, oh no, it's cold, and it was really, every time was a bad experience.
Right.
And I changed that, completely changed that. Now I want to, I'm looking forward to winter, to continue to experience with my meditation in cold, to continue to pushing myself. I'm not
Right.
afraid, I'm not afraid anymore to cold, I walked for 30 hours in minus 25, I know that I'm not going to die if I
Yes.
walk into cold, I went to a mountain for 45 minutes just with a t-shirt and my jacket, you know, and open jacket. So just to experience. And you see,
Yes.
if you can go to the cold like 5 minutes, well, that's okay for you. That's your
Yeah.
limit. It's your limit. Then you can start there and go where you can
Yes.
go, And
Yes.
cold showers are not that I don't think it can be harmful for you, just to be careful if you have asthma, uh, just be careful because it can trigger it. So that's why Wim Hof uh, gives breathing exercise in his channel, in his YouTube channel too.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Because when you go to cold water, if you are not prepared to go there,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna start
Right.
panic. Okay, so
Right.
you
Right.
have to take it easy. Go to shower, take a hot shower first, then put a little bit colder, see where your body can go, start there. If you can start there, start there. I didn't start to a glass of water. It's not like that. You go easy, 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 and you will see what your body can do. Maybe you're
Absolutely.
gonna be surprised.
You be absolutely. And only this can happen only when you combat that first fear. That fear that it's going to affect me wrongly and badly. You
Hmm.
combat that fear and then you try it. Try it for a limited time and
Hmm.
see for yourself what you're experiencing and go prepared, of course. Do your research, go prepared. What are the breathing exercises that you need to do? What kind of food you should be eating? And
Hmm.
keep yourself mentally, alert and mentally strong so
Hmm.
that, and then once you have done it for like 5 minutes, maybe start stretching your limits to 10 minutes and then 15 minutes. And I think this is the way where you can really get to know how to
Exactly.
unleash the complete
But
power that you have.
yeah, but if you don't try, you're never gonna know.
You're never going to know.
You're never gonna
Absolutely.
know. I was so scared before, the first time I wanted to go to the cold to minus 20, my mind was, what the hell are you going to do, man? You're going to put us in the cold. What are you going to? I was, oh my God, what I'm going to do? What I'm doing this to myself? All this
Yes.
question, all this limitation that we have, and then you're
Yes.
out there, and well, it's not that bad.
Yes, it is not so bad. And I could do it. That means, I can go for more as well. That gives you that confidence.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
Okay.
right. So when you talk about cold shower, just quickly for my audience, do you only take cold shower or you alternate between hot and cold shower? It's like, 1 minute of maybe cold shower and 1 minute of hot shower.
I take my hot shower at first, and then I put it
Mm-hmm.
cold, like max cold. I
Mm-hmm.
I start with my hands, put my
Mm-hmm.
hands, then my feet. That's
Mm-hmm.
my technique. I developed my own technique. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and then I start with my back, and I
Mm-hmm.
start and I breathe.
Hmm.
Hold breathe, because if you start to well, your mind is gonna start to take the control.
Right,
So just relax. It's the same thing when you go to hot tubs, in spa.
right,
The hot is the same thing that the cold. Your body is
right.
gonna adapt to the cold,
Yes. Yes.
but little by little, because your body is not used to it, so you have to show him, with your hands first, with your feet. Okay, we're gonna do this together. Okay,
Right.
we're in this together, my body, soul and body,
Yes.
together. Let's do this.
Right.
Let's do this. Okay, take a big breath. Okay, let's go. And you go into the shower,
Right.
and easy by easy steps.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thanks so much for sharing this. I think it's going to help a lot of people.
Yeah.
So, what is now the last, before we get on to our next round, which is the lightning bolt round, the last question is, what is your philosophy in life that you live by, and what is your vision?
My philosophy. Oh, that are really good questions. Philosophy, and what was the other one?
What's your vision?
My vision. Uh, we My website calls Universal Love. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so in that two worlds, I can tell you like everything. For me, Universal Love, it's really in my heart, in the heart of my whole girlfriend. My girlfriend is a coach too, so at first we started this website Universal Love because we wanted to help orphans. We
Okay.
started to travel around the world. We went to Vietnam to orphans to help orphans um with AIDS
Mm-hmm.
and with physical problems.
Uh-huh.
And then we went to Peru to help other orphans too. And I started to realize that everything that when you give time, when you give love, when you give presence, um, when you coach people and you give,
Mm-hmm.
well, it's all about universal love. My vision is that help as many people as I can to uh, see beings like their own, like
Right.
you know, like see living things uh, as pure things, as
Yes.
and that's why we call our website Universal Love, because it's all about uh, loving our um, how do you say that? Well, it's all about loving everybody, accept
Everybody as our own. Basically, we because we are the same energy beings. Finally,
exactly
we say
accept
share the same universal energy.
accept them with their fears, accept them with their with their
Limitations
problems,
there.
limitations, hear
Yes.
them, because uh, I'm not better than anybody else, I'm not
Yes.
better than my client. you
Yes.
know Sometimes my clients are not better than me either. We are just connecting and learning each other. you know I
Yes.
learn a lot about my clients. I learn a lot
Right.
about my son. With my son, I learn a lot. He teach me
Yes.
so many things. And
Right.
I try to teach him so many things too. Same thing with my clients. Same things when we went to take this time with orphans. They have so much to give. And we were so overwhelmed with this energy that they give us. So the
Mm.
simplicity, the the sight, when you look them into the eyes and you see just pureness. And
Beautiful.
if you start to see this in every people, well, you start to see universal love. you know
Yes.
so that's my vision. That's my I know it's a big one, but I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not in this life, but in the next one.
Great. Okay, thanks so much, Henry. So we will get on quickly to our next round. And that's called the lightning bolt round, where you just need to give one word or one liner answers and more light-hearted. Yes.
One line answers. Okay.
Yes. So, your most favorite plant-based recipe that you curated from junk and turned to healthy?
Okay. Oof, my God, there's so many. Uh, the last one that I really love, it's um, 4 cups of water. Okay, 2 teaspoon of spirulina, 1 teaspoon of miso, um, one banana, a cup of um, peaches. No, mangoes. You put all in the blender before you're working out, and after you're working out, you take the half before, half after. Really good for recovery. Really good to nourish your body.
Wonderful. Thank you. Your top three values.
Uh, integrity,
Mhm.
love, compassion.
Beautiful. Even my last guest gave the same answers. Which is the one place in the world which mesmerizes you and that you want to visit that you haven't visited till now?
I've always feel this connection with Japan.
Okay. And you want to visit that.
I'm going to one day. I already visited when we went to Vietnam. We passed through the airport,
Right.
and when I heard the language, it was like music for my eyes, for my
Beautiful.
ears.
Beautiful. What are your top three priorities in order of importance in your life? The first top three priorities.
Discipline, um, have fun, uh, experience.
Experience things. Wonderful. One person in the world who has made the most impact on you.
No, there's so many. Oh my God, one person. My son.
Your son? Okay, wonderful. So now, given a choice, if I ask you, do you want to have coconut water, a green juice, or a vegan coffee? Which one would you choose?
Coconut. The second one was what?
Coconut water, green juice, and vegan
Green.
coffee.
Green juice.
Green juice. Who do you want to be in your next birth?
Your next butt? What?
Uh, After you die and you take a rebirth, if given
Okay.
an option, who
Bird.
would you
Okay.
want to be?
Uh, phew. An elf.
An elf. Wow, you don't want to be a human being, you want to be an elf. Great. What are the French famous for?
The what?
What are the French people famous for?
I don't think I understand the question.
The French people,
Yeah.
the French. What are they
What are they
famous for?
famous? Ah, for cheese.
For
Cheese.
cheese.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Which song instantly puts you in a good mood?
Given to fly. Pearl Jam.
Okay, wonderful. And the last one, what is your most favorite possession in the world?
Oh, possession like material. My guitar.
Yes, material. Okay. So you love playing guitar.
Oh, yeah. I compose too.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. A last message to my audience. What do you want to tell my audience before you leave?
Live your life plentifully. You know, you have just one, so take it to the unlimitless.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Henry. It was a pleasure having you, and we learned a lot from you. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
your time and thank you for being here.
Thank you for being this. Your show is really awesome. On Limitless, it said it all. We are all on Limitless inside. So let's get started to be on Limitless. Thank you very
Yes.
much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye. So, wonderful people, thank you for being with me on this Limitless show till the end. And I hope you enjoyed, not only enjoyed, but also learned a lot of stuff today. And if you have been postponing your veganism journey, I hope this has really helped you and pushed you and inspired you to get started right away. Get on to the three books that was recommended by Henry, and I'm sure, with all the lot of tips and tricks given by him, you will be able to push through it. So have fun, have a great week ahead, and I'll see you once again next week with another awesome guest. Good night. God bless you.